Loved by some and hated by many, Owen Farrell is a man who certainly divides opinion in the world of rugby. Having burst onto the scene as an exciting teenager in the familiar colours of Saracens, Farrell has gone to have an unbelievable sporting career in both the domestic and international scene. As England's record all-time point scorer and the second highest point scorer in rugby history, it's safe to say that Owen Farrell has deservedly earned the accolades which have come his way. Part and parcel with being amongst the world's best for the better part of his career has also meant that Owen could ask a hefty price when it comes to salaries. And whether you like him or not, most teams have been more than happy to pay it. In the process, Owen Farrell has gone on to be not just one of the best rugby players in the world during his career, but also one of the wealthiest. So join us as we take a deep dive to pull back the curtain and peek inside the millionaire lifestyle of Owen Farrell. But before we do that, we ask that you give this video a like, subscribe to our growing channel, and leave your thoughts down below in the comments of what you think about Faz. Now, without further ado, let's get back to the video. It's safe to say that this won't be a tale of rags to riches as we may see with other rugby stars, such as Sia Khaleesi. Farrell comes from a long line of sporting giants, predominantly in the closely linked sport of rugby league. The great Wigan Warriors and Farrell's family ties share a very strong affinity for one another, as it all began with his grandfather, Kieran O'Loughlin, who spent almost 10 years at Wigan, scoring 93 tries in 260 games. On both sides of the family, sport is in Owen's genes. His uncle, Sean O'Loughlin, represented Wigan for almost 2 decades, representing the side almost 500 times. He also played for England and Great Britain in rugby league. A teammate of his during his first few years on the league scene just happened to be Owen's father, a man who is very well known to both league and union circles. Andy Farrell was a stalwart in rugby league, representing Wigan 370 times and scoring over 100 tries. He was a proud representative of both England and Great Britain before he made an unexpected trip to London, leaving the area Owen knew well for a move to rugby union side Saracens. And the rest, as they say, is history. Owen's uncle Phil and cousin Liam also competed professionally as league players, and yet here we are talking about Owen from a union perspective. For long it was believed that Owen would be a future league star, but his father's move to Saracens meant that he traded sitting on the sidelines of league to come over to the 15-man game. Andy had Owen when he was only 16 years old, and given their closeness in age, Owen grew up around Andy while he was still a professional sportsman. Andy went on to represent the England national rugby union side and continued his involvement in the game after his playing days. Yes, you may have heard of him as being Ireland's world-class head coach. And so the shift occurred when Owen went on to begin a career in rugby union, and here we are all these years later, with Owen now as a 33-year-old going into the twilight of his career. For Saracens, he played 254 games for the club, scoring an unprecedented 2,838 points. In the colours of England, he has to date earned 112 caps and scored an unbelievable 1,237 points. He has also gone on a few British and Irish Lions tours, making 6 appearances and scoring 34 points. Capable of playing at both fly half or inside centre, Owen has established himself as one of the best England players of all time, and with that territory comes a respectable sum of money. Owen's rise to the top has culminated in him becoming the highest paid rugby player in the world. Yes, that's right, the whole world. This all became a reality when Owen swapped his beloved Saracens to move across the English Channel to Racing 92 in France. In doing so, Owen now reportedly earns a whopping salary of over £1 million per season. Some reports suggest that this figure is in fact even higher, reaching amounts of £1.2 million per year. It is important to note as well that due to his move, he is now ineligible to play for England and will miss out on the fees he would have made playing playing for the English rugby side. But let's be honest, we don't think that's going to dent his pockets much. The earlier mentioned figures also don't take into account all the endorsement deals and sponsorships Owen has. In the past, he has penned deals with banking and asset management group giants Investec and sporting brand Castore. Due to his marketability, Farrell also signed an endorsement with Manchester United co-owner company Ineos. To say Owen Farrell is sitting pretty and living lavishly in 2025 would be an understatement to say the least. The decision to step away from the England setup for 2 years was not only money-driven, however. Although he has not ruled out a potential return to representing the Red Roses, he has moved to enjoy his rugby once again, to prioritise his and his family's mental well-being and to experience a different lifestyle. While many may point to his current financial situation and assume that given his past antics that Owen is an unlikable figure, he has shown signs in the past of generosity and selflessness. In 2020, Farrell deferred £300,000 of his wages in order to keep the Saracens side he loved solvent. With English Premiership sides being in the hole at the moment, this was a great gesture to keep Sarries going. Farrell married his longtime girlfriend Georgie in 2018, and together they have 2 sons. Fortunately for those 2 boys, they will never be left wanting after their dad's Racing 92 deal went through. Farrell, however, has kept a low profile when it comes to his private life. Despite the fame, fortune, and superstardom status, Owen has decided to shy away from the media. Although he has a substantial following on Instagram of 356,000 followers, Farrell tends to keep his profile sport-specific. Most of his posts include rugby-related content, which is not surprising. Some gym or training posts, and the odd picture on a golf course. In fact, you'd have to scroll as far back as 2020 to find any posts of luxury vehicles. Back then, Faz posted a crisp-looking Land Rover Defender, which the car brand had given him to drive for the weekend. If that's what he was being given to drive in 2020, one can only imagine what sort of luxury vehicle he's zooming around France in now, following his massive payday. However, it does appear that Owen is a family man, focusing much of his downtime on spending quality hours with his 2 boys or getting into the swing of things with some friends on the golf course. Given his love for his wife and kids and his focus on family, for all we know, Owen could be driving around in a minivan with space in the back for Tommy and Freddie's car chairs. Let us know down below what car you think Owen Farrell is driving around in. While London is an envious place to live for many, we're sure that the Farrell family won't mind the beautiful French scenery. At Racing 92, Owen and his family will be spoilt for choice, surrounded by beautiful architecture and trips down the French countryside. With his new club, he will also be surrounded by some world-class players from around the globe. On his outside, he will have one of the most dangerous-sounding centre pairings in domestic rugby, with French stalwart Gaël Ficou set to return from a fractured thumb in the coming months. He will likely partner up with the terrifying Joshua Tuisova, and with the 2 of them outside him, Owen Farrell should soon be having a field day in France. Racing 92 have not been in the best of form and currently find themselves in the bottom tier of the table, but will be looking to improve now that Owen Farrell has a new lease of life. Can the world's highest paid player show that he's worth his weight in gold in the blue and white stripes? Or has Racing 92 made a costly error in bringing the former England general across the channel? Despite his move across to France, he will remain involved in the Joining Jack initiative. For those of you who always wondered why Farrell links his fingers after slotting a trademark kick, it is as a reference to the Joining Jack charity, an organisation which aims to help sufferers of Duchenne muscular dystrophy in the UK. See, he may not be as bad as the media have made him out to be. For so long, Owen Farrell has produced the goods on the world stage and been a clutch player in nail-biting situations, and yet there are still those out there who dislike the playmaker. Could it be because of his competitive nature, personality, or the odd high tackle? We'll let you make the call on that one. For us here at Watch Rugby, we acknowledge that he is one of the finest players of the modern era, whether he is operating at 10 10 or 12, Owen Farrell was, and still is, a world-class player, one who is worthy of the price tag paid. Well, that's all we have to say for now on Faz, and now it's time for you to give your thoughts on the millionaire lifestyle of the world's highest paid player. As always, thanks for watching. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and keep an eye out for plenty more to come. Until next time, bye for now.